What up, B Squad? It's me, JB, and I am here with another review for Baddies USA, Season 8. This is episode number 4. This episode was titled Bad Meets Wild. Now, before I get into it, if you're watching this video or any other video on the channel and you're not subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's talk about Baddies USA, shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode, it was a whole lot of stuff. Like a whole lot was going on, and I was just so damn confused by this episode. Like so much was going on. So much. So let's get into the notes. So the episode, it opens up where the last one ended. And that is with Tasiki swinging on Summer. One thing I will say about Summer, although I don't like Summer and I don't necessarily see it for Summer, what I will say about Summer is the girl got, a little bit of heart because she kept saying, fuck you. Like, I stand on what I said. I like Rashawn better than I like you. And I was like, quit talking, Summer. Like, I was actually with Lex. It's like, girl, please shut the fuck up. Like, I really wanted Summer just to shut up because it's like, ma'am, you keep telling her that that's between her and her sister, but yet instead you still have input about shit that's going on with her and her sister. Like, mind your business and shut the hell up. Like, mind your business. Like, that was getting on my nerves with Summer. But what I will say is, I noticed that Tasiki had some scratches on her face. I was like, did Summer give her them scratches? Because she had some scratches on her face in this after this fight with Summer. But yeah, Summer was just getting on my fucking nerves. I just wanted her to just shut up. And then even with Lex talking to her, she's telling Lex to shut the fuck up and get the fuck away from her. And I realized what it was. I'm like, it seems like Summer is pissed off that Lex ain't fighting. Lex nor Dolly jumped in this fight for her, right? And so at one point we had Tommy try to talk to Tasiki and tell her like, yo, I was trying to get Summer to talk to you. Like, she wanted to talk to you. I was like, Tommy, are you sniffing something? Because Summer did not want to talk to Tasiki at all. Because if she wanted to talk to her, she would have said something to the girl, but she ain't said shit to that girl that she wanted to talk to her. So I don't know what you talking about. Now, what I am confused about is why the hell Tasiki was crying. Because I was confused. I was like, girl, why are you crying? But then I realized I'm like, she must be crying about this stuff with her sister. No, actually, scratch that. When now when Tommy was actually go back to Tommy real quick. When Tommy was talking to Tasiki, and she was saying she was trying to get her to talk, I was confused. Was she talking about Summer, or was she? Well, I think she was talking about. The more I think about it, she wasn't talking about Summer. She was talking about that sister of hers, of Tasiki's, right? And again, with this whole stuff with Tasiki and with Tasiki and Krishan, I don't know the full logistics of what it is. I know what's been said about Tasiki, but I don't know how that came about, why it came about. So I can't really speak towards the stuff with the sisters. So if you guys want to clear it up, feel free to clear it up for me. But that's really all I got. I ain't got much else to add to that. Now, moving on. So we see Dolly. So Dolly went up to Cold Killer, right? And Dolly is sitting there telling Coco, like, I fuck with your music. I fuck with your music. Like, I want no hater shit and all that kind of stuff. And I was kind of confused with that one too, right? Because last season, and I know somebody left it in my comment section that Cold Killer was sitting in the lap of either Summer or Dolly or both of them, right? But the problem that I have is like with Dolly last season, you were on a different playing field and on a different level when it came to Cold Killer, came to Fauna, came to, K Reekin and all of them. Like you, Summer, and Lex, y'all were fighting with them in every single episode. So for now this season, for you to come back and say that you don't have an issue with her, you shouldn't have had an issue with her last season because Summer, like if my memory is serving me correctly, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but if my memory serves me correctly, last season when y'all got to Africa, y'all were having a conversation with the girls on the bus, and Summer was disrespectful to Fauna about her name, and that's what started that spearheaded that whole situation with all y'all having a beef with each other last season. That was the reason why y'all were fighting each other was because of Summer's stupid ass. If I'm wrong, correct me, right? Killer, however, she ain't really listening to what Dolly is saying, and she don't really believe the shit that Dolly is saying. And I'm like, you're right to not believe the shit that Dolly is saying, right? So while they talking and having a conversation with each other, Tinker comes back outside. I was so confused by Tinker coming out there to try to fight Cold Killer. It's like, girl, at this point, it feels like you just want to say that you whooped her ass. Because that's really all it's given because you guys don't win multiple rounds at this point. Each round, I can't say that Cold Killer 100% whooped Tinker's ass, but what I can say is Tinker didn't just dog walk the shit out of Cold Killer. And I think the problem is she wants to say that she whooped her ass because in her interview with the producer, she was like, I was just ink, ink, ink. And I'm like, that's what you wanted. You just wanted to say that you whooped her ass. And even in this particular scene, I ain't gonna say that you just beat Cold Killer's ass. Did you have the upper hand on Cold Killer? Yes. Did you just fuck Cold Killer up? No, you did not. That is my 2 cents, in my opinion. If anybody disagrees with that, cool. Disagree. Respectfully disagree. So then when they broke up the fight, Tavi, whatever her name is, she was talking to Tinka and basically telling Tinka like she good. She don't want to fight no more. Like, let it be. Let's end this. Let's end this shit. So Tinka and Tavi got into it. And I was confused by that too. I was like, girl, she wasn't trying to come at you. And Tavi was like, girl, I like you. Like, I fuck with you. Like, what are you talking? What the fuck is going on? And I was kind of with Tavi. What the fuck is going on? So then we move back over to Lex and Summer talking, right? So Lex is trying to calm Summer down. At this point, Summer's lip is busted. So Summer got that. So Summer got what happened to her last season in Baddies Africa with that security guard on her top, up under her lip, above her lip and under her nose. Then her lip is sagging because it's busted. She's like, fuck that. She's like, she told him to give her something. I don't need no fuck. I only know ice. And Dolly, not Dolly, but Lex like, you do need some ice. I was like, exactly, girl. You definitely need some ice on that lip. So it was in this particular moment that I realized what Summer's issue was with Lex and Dolly. Her issue is that Lex nor Dolly jumped in to fight Tasiki because she feels like even Krishan was like, y'all ain't do nothing when my sister was fighting her. Here's my thing. Why would they do something when your sister was fighting her? Tasiki was fighting Summer one-on-one. Now, granted, I know people probably will be like, but Lex and Dolly did kind of jump to her fights last season. They did. And they shouldn't have jumped in then. That was my problem with them in Baddies Africa. Summer ran her mouth. When people fought her, you ain't got to be like, oh, my bitch is down, so let me get in there for her. Like, I didn't agree with that last season because like it was stupid to me. So because your friend is hurt and but your friend's still running off at the fucking mouth, you're gonna take that fade for your friend, that's dumb. So it's hypocritical. So I get how people can feel like, oh, Summer didn't want to fight Tasiki, and now Summer is, hurting all this stuff. So maybe y'all should jump in. I didn't agree with the last season, and if that's what people want for them to do this season, I don't agree with it then. I don't agree with that. Summer is running her fucking mouth. And I know people probably would say, oh, the road Lex and Dolly look like they copping pleas because they're not jumping in for their friend. Again, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I think it's dumb to fight somebody that your friend has an issue with because your friend either don't want to fight, can't fight the person, or physically can't fight the person. I think that's stupid, right? You should shut the fuck up and wait until you can fight the person. That's how I feel. So Lex asked Summer, like, what the fuck do you want me to do, Summer? And Summer said, nothing. That's what I want you to do. I know you were being, facetious, being sarcastic, and all that kind of stuff. But again, I really do want to, but again, I know what Summer wanted. Summer didn't want to fight Tasiki. Summer wanted her girls to fight Tasiki, the girls that she knows can fight. More specifically, Lex, I feel like she wanted Lex to get out there with Tasiki because we saw Dolly fight Tasiki at the Midwest reunion, and although I'm gonna say that Dolly didn't get dog walked by Tasiki, she also didn't win that fight with Tasiki, and that's all. That's where I'm gonna leave it at. So then that Smiley girl comes back. She came back with a broken arm. I was like, why didn't you just go home? Wouldn't it have been easier just to say, let me go my ass home? But no, she came back. And I'm confused why she's back with a broken fucking arm. Ma'am, your arm is broken. You in a cast. What you gonna do? Like, I'm so confused about her coming back. Who okayed that? Like, Lemmy need his ass kicked for that. You bringing a girl back with a broken arm. What is she good for? Because all these girls do on this show is fight. So she's really going to be in the way. But I mean, hey, maybe that's what they want. A liability. Didn't make sense to me. So Tasiki is sitting in the grass with Tommy, and she is boo-hoo crying. Tommy is trying to calm her down and telling her to have a conversation with her sister. I was like, okay, why don't you have Krishan in her face talking to her instead of you being in her face? But I was like, okay, maybe it makes sense in their head and in Tommy's head. So Tommy was like, okay, I'm gonna go get her for you. So Tommy went and got to Krishan, right? And brought Krishan over there to talk to Tasiki. Once again, I'm confused. Because Krishan is having one conversation with her sister, but her sister is having a different conversation with her because her sister is telling her to apologize. So it seems like Krishan may have apologized with their family, but I guess Tasiki at this point wants like a public apology, which I'm not upset about that she wants a public apology from her sister. If it was done publicly, then yeah, give me a public apology. But honestly, they were both talking over each other, so one couldn't hear over the other person, right? Because Krishan is talking about, but you and me were cool yesterday, and then shit just changed. And I was like, okay. The thing with them, with the sisters is, and I'm so glad that they were saying that, I'm so glad that they were saying to them, like, nobody get involved with this situation with the sisters. I am happy about that. But they couldn't get anywhere because again, neither one, like they're both talking over each other. And so I was just like, can y'all end this scene, please and thank you? And they did. Thank God they ended this scene. So then the next scene we get to is Natalie. So Natalie is telling the girls that some girl by the name of Daisy Dukes is coming, and I don't know who she is. She's from Baddies, the other Baddies show. I can't think of it. Baddies Gone Wild, right? That's the name of the show. So she's from Baddies Gone Wild. So this girl has an issue with Rolly. Rolly explained the issue, but it sounded so stupid to me. So I guess there's some online beef with this girl and Rolly. I don't know. Don't care, to be quite honest with you. So they bring Daisy in, right? So Rolly told Daisy, like, I'm only gonna give you one round, and that's all you getting from me. I was like, okay, you giving her one round, cool. So Anna even says that Daisy talked about her and Diamond because of what happened in Baddies Africa with Natalie Diamond and Anna, right? And then she kind of Anna talking about how big the girl is. I'm like, she don't look that big to me, but okay. If she's a big girl, then why are you like? Shut up, Anna. So when Daisy got there, she and Rolly they went heads up. And what I will say, I ain't gonna say that Daisy just beat the shit out of Rolly, but what I will say about Daisy, Daisy was hanging in there with Rolly. Like y'all know, Rolly typically bulldoze over the girls. She ain't bulldoze over Daisy. Daisy was sticking her, popping her, and Rolly was getting her hits into right. So then they went a second round, and actually in both rounds, Anna jumped in, and everybody like, yeah, Anna, that's what you do. That's your baddie sister. You jump in, girl. What? Stupidity. But when Daisy asked who jumped in the fight, she didn't get out there with her. Like, so weird. So that was that. Natalie told them they getting ready to go to rehearsal. I forgot that they were supposed to be doing a performance this season, but whatever. So they get back in the house. Summer is on the kitchen island, right? And she addressed somebody. Who was she addressing? Well, she got into it with Mariah Lynn, right? Because Mariah Lynn addressed Cold Killer. Because Mariah Lynn asked Cold Killer, why did she jump? Well, not jump, but why did she sneak Tinker? Because she wanted to? I don't know, Mariah Lynn, what they got to do with you? And that's another thing with baddies. The beefs be the dumbest shit. Like y'all beef and fight with people over dumb shit. Mariah Lynn. Now, what if you and Cole Killer had started a beef because you asked her a simple question of why did she jump Tinker? First of all, it ain't got nothing to do with you, Mariah Lynn. Mind your business. That's number one. Number two, again, actually, number one and two are the same thing. It ain't got nothing to do with you, and mind your fucking business. If Tinker felt away, which she did, then Tinker would have addressed it, which she did. So Mariah Lynn, shut up. So then, like I said, Summer and Mariah Lynn were going back and forth with each other. I wasn't paying attention because it was just pure stupidity to me. You got an ignorant Banshee, and then you got Mariah Lynn arguing with each other, right? So they finally leave. Now they're in different Sprinter vans. So, and I don't remember who I was in the Sprinter van with each other, but I do know that Summer, Dolly, Lex, Rolly, Nunu. I forget who I was in the Sprinter van. Krishan is in that Sprinter van. Anna's in the Sprinter van with them, right? And then in the other van, it is Fauna, Tavy, um, Cold Killer, and somebody else is in that Sprinter van, right? But they're talking about how they feel. Some of them are talking about how they feel like with Summer has no guidance, which I'll agree with that. Summer has no guidance, but Summer is also an ignorant person, a stupid, ignorant person, right? That Zeus has given us a fucking platform to. And so it sounds like Fauna just kind of feels bad in that respect, that she has no guidance, no direction, and she's just lost, and she felt like she's lost in this world. And Tavy said something about some weird shit. Here's the thing: you can feel empathy for a person even if you don't fuck with them, and even if you don't like them. That doesn't make you. That doesn't mean that you like the person. It just means that you are a human being that has empathy for other people. So I was just like, okay, so Fauna and Tavy got into it. I didn't understand why they got into it with each other. So then on the other bus, on the other Sprinter van, Summer is going back and forth with Rolly. She's going back and forth with Dolly and Lex, right? She even got swung up by Lex, not Lex, but Dolly at one point in that Sprinter van. So Summer is pissed that, again, neither Lex nor Dolly jumped in or intervened in the fight with her and Tasiki. But it's like, ma'am, you're the one that was talking shit about the girl. The girl wanted to fight you, not Dolly and not Lex. Like I said earlier, I didn't like when they jumped on. I didn't like it when they jumped into fights for her last season or fought people on her behalf last season. So I'm glad that they are not doing it this season, which it does. Again, it is pretty hypocritical if we're being honest with each other. It does make them look like hypocrites, but I'm not upset that they're not doing it because they shouldn't have done it in the first fucking place. Because now she's thinking, oh, because y'all my friends and I'm getting my ass beat by this girl, y'all should jump in and fight her. No, that's not how it goes down. So Rolly and her got into it because Rolly is like, I've heard the shit that you've said about these girls. And so what it seemed like to me, Rolly's heard conversations that I'm assuming she probably had with Natalie or somebody. And it got back to Rolly. And basically, it sounds like it's like Summer's friends with Lex and Dolly on camera, but behind the scenes, she's talking shit about them, right? Is that why the big three broke up? I wonder. We'll see as the season goes on, right? So then we get to the venue where the girls are going to be rehearsing. The bad girls show up. You know, we got Tanish. Everyone was there with the exception, I believe, of Sarah and Camila. I think Sarah and Camila are the only two that aren't there because we had Bree, we had Seven, we had um Aladria, we had Kat, Janelle, Tanisha. Oh, I don't know if I saw Judy there. I don't know if I saw Judy. So the three people, so I'm thinking Judy, Lauren was there. So yeah, I think Judy, Sarah, and I didn't see Judy, I didn't see Sarah, and somebody else I didn't see. Whoever and Camila. I didn't see those three. And maybe they were there. If they were there, you guys can let me know. And I just missed them, let me know. So Natalie feels like all the girls should have a baddies chain so they all look in sync when they're on stage this season. I was like, okay, cool. She also let them know that they're going to be booking their own venues, not using a club. They're going to book their own venues and they'll be performing, for their own crowd. It's going to be a true baddies party. Cool. So she gave the girls who didn't have chains their chains. So she started with who did she start with? I know the girl Gretchen got one. Who is that? The girl that say the word that say nigga. So Gretchen got one. Smiley got one. Kokilla got one, and somebody else got one. And I forgot who it was. So then after that, she gave the bad girls their chains, right? And I was like, okay, that's cute. Whatever. So while she's giving the bad girls their chains, Summer is talking shit about Aladria, right? And I was like, Summer, shut up. Please shut up. Like, if my lip looked like Summer's lip, there is no way in fuck I will be talking shit to anybody. Like, girl, your lip is sagging. So her and Aladria get to fighting each other. Summer swings so wildly because Aladria was throwing pop fist in her face, but Summer, it looked like Summer was hitting her in her face, but Summer windmills. That's kind of what's happened with Tasiki, and that's why Tasiki got scratches under her eyes because Summer windmills and fights with her head down. Like, girl, I just really wanted Summer to shut up because, girl, your lip is busted. Like, your face is fucked up. Talking about you still look pretty. No, you don't. And you're not pretty. And another thing about Summer, in her interview, she told Roller to shut her fat ass up. And she was like, ain't nothing about me fake. I was like, has that silicone in your titties gone up to your fucking head? Because your titties are fake. Like, I hate when people say nothing about me is fake, but they have fake shit on them. Like, nothing about you is fake. You should say nothing about me is fake except my titties, because your titties are not real, Summer. You got your boobs done, so your titties are implants. But that just shows how stupid Summer is. And I hate calling people stupid, but Summer is just not that smart, not bright at all. Like, you're gonna sit there and say Rolly's body is fake, which it is, but so is yours. Your titties are not real. Like, did you forget that you got breast augmentation surgery? Your titties are fake. But whatever. That was the episode. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll catch you in the next video. We out.